Hey guys, this is the Game Digest, and here is a review for the latest Warner Brothers games release, Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy is one of the most hyped games that has been released this year. It is an open world action RPG set in the timeless wizardly world of Harry Potter. Here you play a fifth year student who holds the key to an ancient secret that threatens to tear the wizardly world apart. Embark on the journey of uncovering the hidden truth of the past and ultimately decide the fate of Hogwarts. But before we proceed with our review, we would like to thank all of our subscribers and supporters who have been with us from the start and also congratulate all of our previous giveaway winners. With this, we would like to announce our next giveaway event. Get a chance to win digital copies of Digimon World, Next Order, and Wild Hearts by subscribing and following our newly established social media channels. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and bell icon. Head over our Twitter or Instagram, link is in the description below, to check out our latest releases and giveaways. With that, let's start with the review. Gameplay. The game starts off with a good old character customization where you can create and design your very own wizard. It's a bit expansive, but the face options are a tad bit limited and awkward. You have the total freedom as to deciding how your character would look like in the entire game and cutscenes. Be careful though not to spend too much time here, as you will still be able to change the way you look later in the game. You will then choose your house that will influence some of your cosmetic options and will decide where your common room will be, as every house has its own common room. In this game, there are a lot of spells and charms you can learn and unlock, like Flumus, Stupefy, Expelliarmus, Accio, Wingardium Leviosa, Alohomora, and other familiar spells which fans of the movie series will surely love and enjoy. Hogwarts Legacy has a very basic combat mechanic. It's simple, effective, and efficient, and the controls are easy to grasp. This makes you focus more on the technical aspect of the combat system, the game's spell choices, and managing your cooldowns. But don't get us wrong, although the combat system is basic and simple, the fights still pack a challenge. You'll be able to learn offensive, defensive, crowd control, and conjuring spells. Also, the spells and charms which you'll use during your explorations will also be available for your use later in the game. You can combine these spells with your basic attacks, like hitting your enemies while they are airborne thanks to your Levioso spell, and you may follow this up with other offensive spells, making your combos longer and deal more damage to your enemies. You'll be able to assign these spells to customizable shortcuts that are mapped in your face buttons, and you can add more layers to swap on later in the game, allowing you to perform combo chains easier. There is a dodge roll mechanic in the game where you'll be able to dodge both incoming melee and range attacks, and you'll able to cast Protego, which blocks incoming attacks and can counter cast Stupefy once it's held in time perfectly. There is also a barrier mechanic in the game that is represented by its color, and can only be broken once a spell of the same color is used against it. This adds complexity to the game's battle mechanic, making it more challenging and making your choice of spells more important. You'll also have the ability to cast Ancient Magic in this game once your Ancient Magic gauge is filled up. These are powerful spells that can instantly obliterate your enemies. You can also use various kinds of combat items for buffs and defense, like an Idyrus Potion which enhances your defense and a Focus Potion which decreases your spell cooldowns. You'll also be able to throw plants which attack your enemies to aid you in your battles. Both these potions and plants can be brewed and grown respectively. During battles, you can interact with the battle environment. You can pull in and throw breakables against your enemies, dealing heaps of damage. The particle effects in the battle soundtrack in the game are decent. It makes fights more engaging and satisfying. One thing to note though is that battles can feel repetitive early in the game, especially once you get used with your combo chains and enemies' movesets. Also, there's a room for improvement with the camera angles during battles, especially when you're surrounded by your enemies hitting you from various angles, and the lock-on targeting system can be off sometimes. Hogwarts Legacy has its own unique leveling system. In the game, you'll only gain experience points and level up through completing field guide challenges. You have 5 categories from your field guide challenges, and each requires different completion tasks, varying in difficulty. Completing these challenges reward you with cosmetic gears, passive buffs, and various equipment. As for the RPG mechanic of the game, you'll be able to upgrade your spells and other supportive boosts via talents. Talents make your regular spells more powerful and affects larger area and multiple enemies. Talent points can only be gained through leveling up after level 5, and each upgrade consumes one talent point. You must first meet the requirements to unlock that specific talent upgrade. Learning the spell and reaching the necessary levels are the requirements for these upgrades. Take note though that talent points are limited and once used will be irreversible. So choosing which talent to take is important as it will also dictate the type of wizard you will become. What path will you take? Will you be focused on offensive spells? Will you go for the stealthier approach? Use curses? The choice is yours. You'll also be able to equip different gears with varying rarities from your headwear, facewear, neckwear, down to your outfit and clothes. Each gear gives different stat bonuses and traits can be applied which gives various combat and exploration buffs. Aside from these, there is a transmog system which will satisfy your character aesthetics need. You will start off with a limited gear slot capacity, which can be very annoying because there are tons of loot available all around the map and from quests. By completing Merlin's trials, you can upgrade your inventory capacity. Thus, completing them early on is very vital. Brewing options and growing killer plants also constitute a big part of the game's RPG mechanics, as it goes hand in hand with how you build your talents and buffs. World and storytelling. Hogwarts Legacy is set in the magical wizarding world of the Harry Potter universe. Here you'll have the chance to explore and witness some of the famous landmarks from the movie. The world is huge and stunning. You will love how detailed and dynamic the environmental design is, and how the game really gave life to what Hogwarts is and how it would feel to be a student in such a magical school. The art direction is really good. You'll appreciate every room and corridor and well crafted details like the magical stairs, live paintings, musical plants, flying books and candles, and a whole lot more of interesting, magical, and mysterious stuff. What you will really appreciate, though, in Hogwarts Legacy is the level design. You can clearly see how the developers clearly poured out their passion in their work. Level design is well crafted and well thought out. You will enjoy all the puzzle solving activities. It's pretty satisfying once you discover how to solve them or what spell should you use to interact with them. Really a great test of your memory skill and observational awareness. As you unravel the massive world outside of Hogwarts, you will encounter towns, encampments, hidden dungeons, enemy lairs, and a bunch of other significant locations. And as you spend more time with the game, you will discover more hidden areas and rooms. The world is full of gatherable resources like brewing ingredients, ores, field guide pages, and gold. You'll also encounter various types of chests. There are regular ones which you can freely open and other tricky ones which you will need to be on stealth mode to open or cast Alohomora to unlock. These chests give various rewards like gears, potions, and gold. One of the main selling points of Hogwarts Legacy is how deep you can go with your exploration. It's pretty rewarding, full of flora, and the sense of discovery is high. The main traversal method in the game is through flue flames, which you can instantly travel from one area to another as long as the flue flame has been activated. As you progress, you will also be able to ride your very own broomstick, which will allow you to fly anywhere with style. It's quite unfortunate though that fans won't be able to enjoy the feature fully as there is no Quidditch game available right now in the game, which we know fans of the franchise were looking forward to, but maybe through its DLC soon, who knows, that we can't say for now. You'll also be able to collect and tame different kinds of beasts which you can ride as mounts. And they can give you parts to upgrade your gears, which is really significant as you will need tons of upgrades as you proceed further in the game. This feature is really a great addition to its open world aspect and adds more depth to your grinding activities. There's also a day and night mechanic in the game which will influence some events, quests, and gatherable loots. Another thing we love in the game is the Room of Requirement. It is your own space which you can fully customize and place tons of stuff. From plotting and brewing tables, chairs, paintings, statues, and other decorative pieces. You can also change the ambience with the help of Deek. You can also keep your tame beast here once you unlock the ability. The Room of Requirement is really fun, and you might find yourself spending hours and hours decorating and growing all sorts of stuff here. For sure, fans will really love this feature as this will give them the chance to have their own room inside Hogwarts and express themselves fully. As for the story, it's straightforward but can be really pretty compelling. It is interesting, well enough, and engaging. It's not only centered when you are attending classes as a student, but you can get to experience a good plot outside of Hogwarts too. Sound wise, as to both ambient and the battle soundtrack, the music in this game is excellent. The sound design makes the game's uncanny atmosphere alive. Character development and voice acting is good, but sadly, you only have limited options with your character's voice pitch. Aside from its main campaigns, Hogwarts Legacy offers tons of side quests that are well written and satisfying. We played this game the PS5 and it did run well. However, you'll encounter a lot of visual glitches like disappearing and reappearing students, glitches in the atmosphere and lighting, and some texture bugs. However, this does not ruin the whole gaming experience, and the game is very still much worth your time. Final thoughts. Overall, Hogwarts Legacy is a fantastic experience that both fans and regular gamers could enjoy. With all the things you can do, discover, and the amount of content you can consume, it is indeed amazing. This is definitely a huge achievement compared to its former titles and can be considered an absolute dream come true that will satisfy your wizarding hunger. Feel free to post down below your comments about our video. Stay tuned for our next tutorial and guide for Hogwarts Legacy. If you want more gaming content, be sure to like and subscribe to the Game Digest and don't forget to enable notifications by clicking on that bell icon. Thank you for your support and stay tuned for our next game guides and reviews. We'll see you next time. Cheers.